Dear viewers, we are about to embark on a transformative journey. A journey that has the potential to change not only your financial situation but your entire perspective on life and your place in the universe. Envision for a moment how your life would be if you lived from a place of total abundance. How would it change the way you interact with others? How would it affect your relationships, your work, your passions? What would you do if you knew you had unlimited access to all the resources you need to live the life of your dreams? Allow me to share a fascinating story that illustrates the transformative power of our thoughts and words. A few years ago, I had the privilege of meeting Maria, a woman who had struggled all her life against scarcity and financial limitations. Maria grew up in a home where money was always scarce, and that mentality of lack had deeply rooted itself in her subconscious. One day, Maria stumbled upon an article in a mental science magazine that talked about a powerful prayer to attract abundance. Intrigued, she decided to accept the proposed challenge, to repeat the prayer several times a day for 28 consecutive days. At first, Maria felt skeptical, but she decided to open her mind to new possibilities. As the days passed, Maria began to notice subtle changes in her life. Her attitude towards money started to transform. She no longer saw it as something scarce or unattainable, but as a fluid energy that was available to her in abundance. Her conversations about money became more positive, and she began to visualize herself living a life of prosperity. The most surprising thing happened on day 28. Maria received an unexpected call from a former employer, offering her a job position with a salary that doubled her current income. Additionally, that same day, she received news that she had won a prize in a local contest she didn't even remember entering. This story, dear viewers, demonstrates the incredible power our words and thoughts have to shape our reality. As the great philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "A man is what he thinks about all day long." And it is precisely this principle that underlies the practice of the prayer we are about to explore. Now, let me share with you the prayer that has proven to be surprisingly powerful in attracting money and prosperity. This prayer is not a plea to an external entity, but a recognition and affirmation of the divine power that resides within each of us. It is a declaration of our unity with the infinite source of all abundance. The prayer is as follows. I know that God is the source of all supply and that money is God in action. I know that my good is here and now. I am so rich and I feel so full that I have great abundance of money to spend and share today and always. I know that true prosperity includes perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect happiness. These words I speak with faith now activate universal laws, and I accept the magnificent results. I bless all I have today, and I bless the increase, and I know that I now prosper in every way. I give thanks for this good, and so it is. These words, my dear ones, are much more than a simple sequence of sounds. They are a powerful declaration of our true nature as divine and abundant beings. Every time we utter this prayer, we are aligning ourselves with the frequency of prosperity and abundance. Let me break down this prayer so we can fully understand its meaning and power. I know that God is the source of all supply and that money is God in action. This first line is a powerful affirmation of the universal truth that everything that exists in the universe comes from a single source. Let's call it God, universe, cosmic consciousness, or whatever we prefer. The important thing is to recognize that this source is infinite and abundant by nature. Money, in this context, is nothing more than a physical manifestation of that divine energy in action in our lives. I know that my good is here and now. With these words, we are affirming that abundance is not something we must seek in the future or in some distant place. It is here, now, at this very moment. It is a recognition that we live in an abundant universe and that abundance is available to us at all times. I am so rich and I feel so full that I have great abundance of money to spend and share today and always. This affirmation is particularly powerful because it puts us in a mental state of abundance. We are not asking for wealth, we are declaring that we are already rich. By doing so, we are aligning our thoughts and emotions with the frequency of abundance, which in turn attracts more abundance to us. I know that true prosperity includes perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect happiness. Here, we are recognizing that true prosperity goes beyond money. It includes all aspects of our life: health, wealth, and happiness. It is an affirmation of fullness and well-being at all levels of our existence. These words I speak with faith now activate universal laws, and I accept the magnificent results. With this declaration, we are recognizing the power of our words to activate universal laws. We are affirming our faith in the process and our willingness to receive the positive results that will manifest in our life. I bless all I have today, and I bless the increase, and I know that I now prosper in every way. This part of the prayer is an expression of gratitude for what we already have, combined with an affirmation of continuous growth. By blessing what we have and the increase, we are creating a positive energy field that attracts even more abundance to us. I give thanks for this good, and so it is. Finally, we conclude the prayer with an expression of gratitude and a final affirmation that everything we have declared is already a reality in the spiritual plane and will manifest in the physical plane. Now, dear viewers, I invite you to join me in a transformative challenge. For the next 28 days, I propose that you repeat this prayer at least 3 times a day, in the morning upon waking, at noon, and at night before going to sleep. But don't limit yourself to repeating the words mechanically. Feel each word, visualize abundance flowing towards you, allow the emotion of gratitude and positive expectation to flood your entire being. Remember, we are not pleading to an external entity. We are recognizing and activating the divine power that resides within each of us. We are aligning ourselves with the frequency of universal abundance. As you progress through this 28-day process, you are likely to experience subtle changes in your life. Perhaps you'll notice that you begin to have creative ideas to increase your income. Maybe you'll encounter unexpected opportunities. Or perhaps you'll simply notice a change in your attitude towards money and abundance. It's important that you keep a journal during this process. Write down your thoughts, feelings, and any changes you notice in your life. This record will not only help you maintain focus but will also allow you to see the progress you are making. Let me share another inspiring story that illustrates the power of this practice. I met Carlos, an entrepreneur who had been struggling to get his business off the ground for years. Carlos decided to incorporate this prayer into his daily routine. At first, he felt a bit uncomfortable, as if he was pretending to be prosperous when his financial reality was very different. However, as the days passed, Carlos noticed that his attitude towards his business began to change. He started to see opportunities where before he only saw obstacles. His confidence grew, and this was reflected in the way he presented himself to potential clients. In the 3rd week of his practice, Carlos closed the biggest contract of his career. A client he had been in talks with for months finally decided to work with him. But the most surprising thing was that the client specifically mentioned the new energy and confidence he perceived in Carlos as the main reason for choosing him. This story reminds us that true transformation begins from within. By changing our mindset and aligning ourselves with the frequency of abundance, we begin to radiate a different energy that naturally attracts more prosperity towards us. Now, it's important to address some questions that may arise during this process. Some of you may wonder, what if I don't see immediate results? To this, I respond, patience and persistence are key. Remember that we are working with subtle energies and that transformation often occurs gradually. Others may question, isn't this simply positive thinking? While positive thinking is certainly a component, this practice goes far beyond. We are actively aligning ourselves with universal laws and recognizing our unity with the infinite source of all abundance. It's also common for doubts and resistances to arise during this process. You may find yourself thinking, this is too good to be true, or I don't deserve so much abundance. When these thoughts arise, recognize them with compassion, but don't cling to them. They are simply old thought patterns being challenged by your new awareness of abundance. Remember the wise words of Neville Goddard, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. In other words, don't just repeat the words of the prayer, but feel as if you are already prosperous and abundant. Visualize yourself living the life of your dreams, feeling the joy and gratitude that accompany that reality. As you progress on this 28-day journey, you are likely to experience a series of internal and external changes. Internally, you may notice that your relationship with money begins to transform. fear and anxiety surrounding finances may begin to dissipate, replaced by a feeling of confidence and security. Externally, you may begin to notice synchronicities and opportunities that you previously overlooked. Perhaps an old acquaintance will contact you with a business opportunity, or maybe you'll discover a hidden talent that you can monetize. The universe has infinite ways of bringing abundance into our lives once we open ourselves to receiving it. It's important to remember that true prosperity goes beyond money. It includes health, satisfying relationships, personal growth, and an overall sense of fullness and well-being. As you align yourself with the frequency of abundance, you are likely to notice improvements in all areas of your life. Let me share one last story that illustrates this point. Anna was a middle-aged woman who had spent most of her adult life struggling with chronic health problems and financial difficulties. When she discovered this prayer, she decided to incorporate it into her daily life, not only focusing on financial prosperity but on an overall sense of well-being and abundance in all aspects of her life. As she progressed in her 28-day practice, Anna began to notice subtle but significant changes. Her energy began to increase, and her chronic pains began to diminish. She felt more optimistic and motivated to take care of her health. This, in turn, gave her the energy and mental clarity to explore new professional opportunities. To her surprise, Anna discovered that she had a natural talent for creative writing, something she had never explored before. She began writing short stories in her spare time and, to her amazement, one of her stories was accepted for publication in a local magazine. This small success not only provided her with additional income but also gave her a new sense of purpose and fulfillment. The most surprising thing was that, as Anna felt more fulfilled and satisfied in her life, her relationships also began to improve. She felt more confident and authentic in her interactions, which attracted new friendships and strengthened her existing bonds. Anna's story reminds us that true prosperity is holistic. When we align ourselves with the frequency of abundance, all aspects of our life begin to flourish. Now, as we prepare to embark on this 28-day journey, I want to remind you of some important keys. Consistency. The key to success in this practice is consistency. Commit to repeating the prayer at least 3 times a day, every day, for the next 28 days. Even if you don't feel anything at first, maintain the practice. Results often accumulate over time. Feeling. Don't limit yourself to repeating the words mechanically. Feel the emotion behind each affirmation. Visualize and feel as if you are already prosperous and abundant. Gratitude. Cultivate a feeling of gratitude for everything you already have in your life. Gratitude is one of the highest frequencies and naturally attracts more things to be grateful for. Inspired action. Be attentive to ideas and opportunities that may arise during this process. Abundance often manifests through inspired action. Patience. Remember that you are working with subtle energies. Changes can be gradual or sudden. Trust the process and maintain an attitude of positive expectation. Record. Keep a journal of your experience. Write down your thoughts, feelings, and any changes you notice in your life. This record will help you maintain focus and see the progress you are making. Openness. Stay open to receiving abundance in unexpected ways. Sometimes, blessings come in ways we cannot anticipate. Detachment. Although it's important to visualize and feel the desired outcome, it's also crucial to practice detachment. Trust that the universe knows what's best for you and be open to receiving even more than you have imagined. Community. Consider sharing this practice with trusted companions or family members. Creating a support group can help you stay motivated and accountable. Integration. As you progress through this process, look for ways to integrate this new awareness of abundance into all aspects of your daily life. So, dear viewers, are you ready to take the leap? Are you ready to embrace your divine right to prosperity and abundance? Are you ready to become open channels for universal abundance to flow freely into your lives and into the world? The moment is now. The power is within you. Abundance awaits you. May your 28-day journey be filled with discoveries, growth, and wonderful manifestations. And may you find yourself living the abundant and prosperous life you have always deserved at the end. With love, gratitude, in expectation for all the wonderful things to come. I wish you a transformative journey towards infinite abundance. Remember, you are divine beings, co-creators with the universe. Embrace your power, trust the process, and prepare to experience miracles. Let the adventure begin.